Hey everybody, Al here from BC Extreme Outdoorsman. Today I am just on the US side of the Juanita border in Washington State, not far from Trail. And I'm here with my ex-brother-in-law, Randy. And over time, since I have a hunting channel, a lot of people have asked me if I've ever seen a Bigfoot or Sasquatch. I personally have not, but I do know people who have. And funny thing is, when we just came through the border now, I was talking to the border guy, and he asked me what I was doing. I was honest with him, and he told me a few stories that one his sister had not far from here, and one that he had really close to here. He said he's seen something bipedal walking up the road on Williams Lake Road, not far from where I'm standing here, and it was big and tall, and it wasn't a bear, he said. So who knows what it was, but it's just funny that when you start talking to people about it, how they come out and start telling you. So I'm here with Randy. We are at the exact spot where they seen this Bigfoot Sasquatch. When was it, Randy? Back in 1995? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna let Randy tell a story now. So it was about this time of year.
Yeah.
Weather was the same.
Yeah.
It was a little...
River was down lower.
River was way down lower.
Because that was all out there on the other side was all sandy beach, say, or maybe a little closer. Actually, you know.
But he would be out on the beach.
Yeah, he was right off the water, just.
So right where that log is there in the center, of course, all that water in front for about probably 50 yards was all beach.
Oh, 80 yards.
80 yards? Okay,
yeah,
the water was not high enough. And he was out on there, and all that sand you see there was the same color out there, not the color of that sand over there.
Yeah, because that's all waterlogged. It was all white sand.
It was all white sand, and he was black.
Yeah, that's why it stood out so hard. 300 to 400 yard long sandy beach, and about 100 yards out. Mm-hmm. And he was on the left side there. And he was just right off the water, 10, 15 feet, and he slowly upright, 10 feet tall, black, hairy, cut across the beach on that angle up towards the rocks over there and the trees, the evergreens. Just slowly, we watched him for 5-10 minutes, and then we, in disbelief, and then you had to pinch yourself, and then what do you do now? We can't get there, we can't do anything to get his attention or anything, so we just...
You didn't have any binoculars?
No binos.
No other traffic came by? Because we're literally 300 yards, 400 yards from the border.
Yeah.
But back then it was at the bottom of the hill. It would have been a little farther.
Yeah. And that's got to be 800,000 yards over there.
Yeah, it's quite a ways for sure.
So, and then with the river going and the noise, he was not at all concerned about anything on this side.
Yeah, that's quite a ways.
Any sudden moves or anything.
And he didn't go into the trees. He just watched them and got tired of watching them and left.
Yeah, just an amazing thing to see.
He never looked this way at all?
No. He just had his mindset on just slowly cruising along, and then up onto the rock in the green, and then...
For those of you that don't know, to access that over there is pretty much only by boat, or you'd have to take a dirt road probably about 7 miles from Fort Shepherd and then hike in, but then you're crossing the border illegally. Yeah. So there's no other way to get over there other than boat.
Oh, there may be a quad trail.
Maybe now?
From the flats down on the other side, because there's farms down about 6 kilometers down. Now,
but back then that cabin wasn't there?
No.
So we don't even know what that cabin's for.
That cabin came 10, 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no idea. I just noticed it 10 years later, 10, 12 years later, that there was a cabin there.
So we're talking right over here is where the Bigfoot was, and he was walking from left to right along the beach, and the sand was all dry, not dark like that, and it was all the same color as the sand on the beach. So Randy said the thing was black, and it stood out like a sore thumb.
Oh, it did. Yeah, because it's on that nice white beach, nice white sandy beach. So it was just like a beacon out there.
Was he just walking like the traditional Sasquatch
No, he
pictures?
wasn't waving his arms or anything. He was going really, really slow. But he wasn't bothered by anything or anybody. But what was amazing is he was so slow, but not, he wasn't marching. He was just meandering.
Was he looking for something like
He
food
just had
or?
his mindset or whatever, just slowly going across and then up. That's what it looked like.
So when you guys
not
left,
on his
he
mind.
was still there and he didn't go out of sight.
No, he didn't go out of sight, but he was heading right towards the rocks off the beach. And
Yeah.
we just watched and watched and watched and just couldn't believe it. And then just, there's nothing more we could do.
You were just
Try
like,
to knock your head to
Yeah.
see if this is for real or not, but it was. And
and you could tell that he was really tall.
oh yeah.
So how
Hey.
tall would you say? Just guessing.
Oh, 10 feet. 10 feet, and huge. Just big.
And you said big, broad shoulders too.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
not much of a neck. I guess you couldn't tell because of all the hair.
all hair at the back and down and just hair all over. And like there's no way it'd be a bear because he's very extremely upright.
Uh-huh.
Just upright like a man. You know, and walking comfortably, but slow.
And he never looked in your direction
No,
once.
no, no, not at once. Just
It sure would have been nice to have binoculars that day, huh?
oh yeah.
Or a
Oh, I
camera.
always keep them,
Yeah.
but that day we didn't. I think we're just making a run to Quick Stop
Mm-hmm.
to pick some articles up and
Oh yeah. Okay.
just. And guys have seen monster trophy world class elk right over there.
Yeah. Yeah. There's lots of elk over there. There's lots of whitetails, lots of black bears.
And lots of moose.
Is there moose up there?
Tons.
So have you ever seen anything else weird in the bush other than this?
No, but I've heard other stories.
Lots of stories, eh?
Well,
It's funny. You just I just asked the border guy, and boom, he had 2 stories he told us, eh?
this is in Washington now, but there is, from what I've heard and watching documentaries and stuff, there is a lot of sightings in Washington all across.
Oh, there
from
is.
here
Yeah, Pacific
to the
Northwest,
coast.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And Idaho as well,
Yeah.
and Montana,
Oh,
and
yeah.
of course right where we are as well.
Yeah, this area here has been known for having a few sightings.
Yeah.
Right from here, right to the coast.
Yeah. 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 Years ago, my dad used to hunt way back up there when he was a kid. It's called Violin Lake, and he told me a story when he was like 13. He was up there with his brother. Hey everybody, so I'm back at my parents' house after dropping Randy off and talking to my dad. I decided to let him tell the story of what he seen that day when he was hunting when he was a teenager. So everybody, that's my dad Gary. Say hi.
Hi there.
Okay.
When I was a teenager, we went hunting back of Violin Lake. And the first night we slept on a rock slide and left our equipment there and then went hunting back of Violin Lake. At night, it got nighttime and my brother and the friend of his went back to where we left our equipment and left me there by myself. And while I was sitting there, I heard banging, and I looked, and skylined was what I thought at that time was a bear, and it could have been, but it was skylined there banging on a stump, and I would say that stump was probably about 12 feet high. And at that time I didn't know anything about Bigfoot or anything like that, so I just assumed it was a bear, and that's pretty much all there was to the story.
So when you heard did it sound like a wood knock, or what did it sound like when he hit it?
Just well, yeah, it was a wood knock, like a real loud bang.
And you seen it because it was a full moon out and it was silhouetted over the
It was
mountain?
silhouetted
A bright night?
right at the top of a ridge with the sky behind it, and it was very clear.
Okay, and that was how many years ago?
Oh my God. I was
60
I was a teenager.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. When you start asking people about if they've ever seen anything, the stories come out, like the border guard and now my dad, because he never mentioned this story to any of us ever before, because we never really thought about Sasquatch. And then once I said I was going to interview Randy about his story, he said, well, I kind of got a story, and he told me, so thought you guys might be interested, so so I got him to tell it to you. So a lot of people just don't talk about it. Like, it's funny, the border guard, because I know that border guard and I hadn't seen him for years. I just happened to ask him. And he's like, he kind of gave me a look and he said, yes, I have. And then he told me the story. So it's kind of interesting. So no, I haven't seen one. And do I want to see one? No, I don't. I spend too much time in the bush and I don't need to be thinking about one of them things lurking around me or hanging around me. I'm just not interested or into that. How about you, Randy? Would you like to see another one?
Oh, I'd love to.
Would you?
Oh, yeah. And I mean, seeing it at a distance like this,
that's the best way to see it.
Yeah.
It's not outside your tent looking at you or rubbing on you. Yeah, exactly.
Scratching at your tent door.
Could you see it? You couldn't see its face at all, eh?
No. But it was, I just seen a little bit of a side view. I can't really say much about it because it is 800 yards away.
Yeah.
But it was so amazing because it was so big and so hairy. And walking just so upright.
Yeah.
You know, not like a bear.
Yeah.
Like bears can get up, but
but they kind of, they can't walk normal like a person. They kind of waddle.
This guy was just easy, gently, smooth walking.
So you watched him for 5 or 10 minutes, you said?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
You know, and then you just give up on it and file it in your memory banks. Wow.
And tell people who you choose to.
Oh, but, you know, I told a few people and they just, whoa, no way, this can't be.
Yeah.
Somebody down there in the suit, well, I said, well, you can't get there. It's really an ugly trek from over there on the Canadian side to here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is, for sure.
Some guy come along with a black, hairy suit.
First thing in the morning, and there's only one vehicle go by. You never, like, I mean, who are they trying to trick?
And it is a long trek down there. It's about 5-6 kilometers to get down to all the farmland.
Yeah.
On the other side of the racetrack side of the border there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know where.
So, I mean, to have some guy walking up the beach or around the beach with a hairy suit on it doesn't seem feasible.
Yeah.
Why would somebody just do that for kicks Friday or a Monday morning?
Yeah.
At 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, thanks, Randy. You got anything else to say?
Yeah, I'm excited for the next one.
And we'll do another interview on the next one.
Oh, sure.
Next time, have your camera, take some pictures with your phone.
And carry these.
Yes. Okay, everybody, on that, I'm going to close this video. So that's your Sasquatch story. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the notifications button so you don't miss any future content. And I got some jet boat action coming up for you guys soon. So be safe and take care.